first part about Powtoons is, of course, signing up. Now, you can either come here and say sign up for free, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Now, I have an account, so I won't be filling any of this out, but you can come in here, you could sign up with Facebook, Google Plus, or LinkedIn, or fill out your information here, and then you sign up and it'll take you to the next page. So I'm just going to log in using Google Plus, and literally it's no different. And just like that, I'm in the same place that you would be taken to. And this place is called the dashboard. Okay, so your dashboard has a number of important elements. The first one is that it has all your projects right here. So whenever you create a video, it'll end up right here in your dashboard, and you can come in here and you can either edit it, you can publish it, you can duplicate it, you can delete it, and those are your options. Now you can also select on it and you can hit the play button, and it'll go in and it'll actually play the video. It'll let you preview it right from your dashboard. So that way, if you wanted to go inside the video and edit it, you'll know which video you're editing, because sometimes you may not know just by looking at it. The other thing you can do obviously is rename the video. Now, let's say you're ready to publish. You can hit the publish button and you'll be taken and given these options. Now, one of the cool things about Powtoons is that Powtoons is free, and they have a free version that you can use indefinitely. And even with the free version, you could still publish your videos online. You could still publish them to Google, to YouTube, and to other video sites. However, they are going to show the Powtoon logo and outro. So that's the trade-off. You get to use this for free. However, it'll show the Powtoons logo and outro. Now, if you need to get rid of that, I recommend, paying for a package that fits your needs. One of the things that I recommend overall is making all your videos for free using free trials and using the free versions. And then once you have a video that people really, really like, it's totally worth spending, the $30, the $20, or even the $50 or $60, depending on how much the software is, and getting it, even if it is just for that 1 month. So you have that beautiful video without the logo and the outro. But again, that's a decision you're going to have to make for yourself. So this is where you publish a movie, and you decide, in this option, I can upload it to YouTube next, and it'll take me through the process. Now, you can add the YouTube account here, and then it's very, very self-explanatory. So if anyone needs help doing this, please let me know. I'll be more than glad to assist you. But at this point, I think this is pretty self-explanatory, and you should be able to handle it. So just like that, you added the account, you go next, and it'll begin exporting. So at this point, this account doesn't have a YouTube channel, so that's the issue with it. So let's go back to the dashboard. So here you have a couple of options on the top menu bar. You have create, dashboard, pricing, tutorials, blog, and then, this is your profile. So why don't we go to the dashboard so we get more and more familiar with the dashboard itself. So we're right back. And when you want to create a new video or a new project, you come in here and you just push this button, right? Now, before you start to do this, make sure you have these 3 steps complete. Now, the first step is writing your script, right? So I've talked in the past about this importance of story, and story is the #1 most important thing, right? The animation, believe it or not, is the easy part, and you're about to find out how easy that is. So it's all about your story. And it's all about the emotions that you're conveying and how concrete it is and how can you move people to action. That's what it's about. And so once you have your story in your mind and then on paper or storyboarded in some way, what you want to do is you want to create dialogue. And you want to have your dialogue ready. And I would recommend going to Fiverr, or you could even use one of their resources to get a voiceover. And then once you have that voiceover, you can plug it in right here, and it'll make adding the visuals very, very simple. Now, in case you don't have any of this done, what I have done is I have provided a audio for us for the next few lessons that we will be using when we're creating our story. And the story that we're going to create, the 30-second story, is we're going to make a MasterCard commercial. If you remember the MasterCard commercials, they were so effective, and they would go something like this. Hot dog, $3. Coca-Cola, $4. Going to the park with your father, $52. Spending time with dad, priceless. We're going to have this sort of very, very emotional, connective story that's spread and that was very viral. That was a great campaign by MasterCard, by the way. So we're going to recreate something like that in the next 3 lessons, so you get the firsthand experience in making an animated video. So in case you don't have it, it's here. If you do have it, great. You can use your own recording in your own script. Now, at the very bottom here is some other self-explanatory stuff, and that is tutorials. You can contact them if you need support. So let's get right into creating. This is where you'll go here. It'll take a couple of minutes to load up. Now, they have 2 different forms of options here. One is that the overall value proposition of Powtoons, its number one value really is it being a next level, if you think of it, a next level PowerPoint presentation. So when it comes to things like infographics, okay, Powtoons is very good, okay? I don't know if you remember these Ford commercials that they show the F-150 driving and then they have the letters come up, right, with the voice. You can do stuff like that. Not as well, but you can do stuff like that in Powtoons. So it's kind of good for that sort of thing. So here's an infographic style cartoon. Here's a photo one. You can put photos in the background. Now, I mean, I could play one of these so you just kind of get an idea. So that kind of gives you an idea. Now, when you're here, you could play around with this. And I would urge you to explore and to experiment. Now, over here, they also have it by different types of filters. So you can go by business, marketing, education, and so on. So generally what I do, and I think it's the easiest, is just go blank. So select that and then select the go button. Now this is going to load up. And then I'm going to show you everything that is involved in this application. So once it loads up, it's going to ask you if you want to take the tutorial. If this is your first time, I say go ahead, take it, and just get an idea of some of the things that they point out. And they're going to point out things in a way where they're going to get you to try and use them. So now, since I've already been logged in and created some videos, that doesn't happen in my case. So let's look at this dashboard and see what everything means. So if we come to the top left, right, this will take us back home. This is our more options, and it'll give us, if we want to go back to the dashboard, create a new project, templates, this is where we would do that. So if you want to exit, this is where you would exit, and these are the options of where you can exit. So we want to go back. Okay, these are your notifications. This is when you want to save something, you could just select this button. And importantly, you can name your project here. So you can name it whatever you see fit. Edit. This is preview. When you hit this, it'll show you what your project actually looks like. This is the export or download, and this is your publishing it. And this is where you can publish it to YouTube and so on. Now they have 2 modes, simple and enhanced. Okay. Overall, I strongly recommend going to enhanced mode. This is a pretty simple software to use. You can master this software literally in less than an hour. So there's no reason why you need to be going to simple mode. However, if you do find it more helpful, by all means do that. Now, if we come over here, we have a couple of more options. We can duplicate a slide. We can clone an object to a new slide. And this is a new feature that they've recently come up with. Now, this will let you go between movie mode and presentation and slideshow mode, which is kind of like a presentation mode, right? So you decide if you want it to be like a PowerPoint or you want it to be more like a movie. So for our purposes, we're going to be making a movie. So we stay on movie. And over here is where you add and subtract slides. So just by going like this, I'm adding slides, as you can see. Now, there's another way to do this, and simply just come down here and add a slide, right? If you want to delete a slide, Just come here and go minus, right? And here we are. So those are two options. Now if we select this button, again, it's going to pop up some themes if we want to go the theme route. And then you can select different themes, Soho, Blue Sky, and so on, and it'll put it in there for you. So for our purposes, we're not going to be doing that right now, but you're encouraged to play around with these things. So now let's go to the other side. And here we'll start with styles. So for the free account, they provide you with a number of free styles. And then if you want to go premium, you get additional styles. Now, naturally, this will let you use premium characters like this guy, but you're going to get this pop-up and you're going to have this little lock right here. So it's not very visually appealing, but nevertheless, you could still experiment with the look and feel of premium and see if that's something you really want. If it really enhances, then by all means go for it. It's worth it in that case. So each style, and we're going to go over a lot of them, gives you different characters. It gives you different props, different holders, and so on, different backgrounds. One of the cool things is that you could totally mix and match, right? So here I have two different characters from different themes. I can throw in some different props. Here you go. Here's a heart. We'll throw in a background. And you kind of get to see how easy it is to do things. So here's a marker. Okay. And you could almost see like a story's being told right now, right? It almost seems, right? So let me get this over here. There you go. And again, we can mix and match. Now this is an infographic style. So if you're looking to create an infographic, you might want to use this style. So each of the styles is going to come with the following things. One of them is text effects. So let me show you the different text effects. You have a total of 8. Let's go to the first slide. And the first one is just plain. Plain is not very exciting. Another one is the person writing it out. So let's say they're going to write it out, and let's see what that looks like. And this is the play button. So let's see them writing. Double click to edit. So you could see what that looks like. Now they have some other ones. This is like word after word. Let's delete this one. So get an idea of what that looks like. See, and it's one word that follows the other word. So I don't know if you noticed this, but since I was at 6 seconds, and this is one of the features here, if you're at a certain point and you add something, it will start at that point. So if I add this computer screen, okay, and this is not just a computer screen, but it's an image holder. So let's say we wanted to put this image inside it. Okay, so there it is. If we wanted to do this, now you could see where it starts, right? We inserted it, and it's starting pretty much where our cursor is. And it has a ramp up time. This is its ramp up time of ½ a second, and it's going to pop into existence. So these two buttons right here show you how it comes into existence. And it has a number of options. You can fade, pop, up, down, left, right. And of course, you can do hand or no hand. So let me show you what that looks like. You can come here, you could hold this down, and you can just go over it, and that's what it would look like. You see? So let's say we wanted to put this earlier in our screen. Let's say we wanted this to happen in 1 second. How do we do that? Very simply, we would take this and we would drag it. We want it to start at 1 second, right? And there it is. So we come in, and here we go. Bam. See how easy that was? Okay. And you can do that with all of the text effects, holders. This is any of your props that you're using on the right side. You can adjust what time they come in, how they come in, how long they stay for, so you can have things come in and out of your screen. Now, one of the things that you can do, you have an option, is either you can use one slide and have a lot of things happen on that slide. And that slide could be something like 20 seconds long, right? And it takes care of all this motion, or you can have a lot of different slides. where you're transitioning from one side to the next and the same things are happening. So when you have that option, I would always recommend going with option 2, and that is to have a bunch of small, short slides, like 3-4 seconds long, up to 6 seconds. And the reason is they're going to be easier to manipulate later. So let's say you wanted to change something, you don't have to deal with all this other characters and how the whole scene comes together. You just are focusing on one slide, and it's really easy to fix one 3-second slide and not to affect anything else, opposed to fixing a 20-second slide and then you have to update everything else, right? So it flows. So these are the image holders. So let's pick some of the characters. As you could see, all of these have more, and you could select more, and more things will come up, right? So let's go with this guy right here. We'll go with one of their main characters. So we'll go with this guy. And here are the characters. One of the cool things that characters have is not only do they have these really cool, visuals, but they also have animations that are already built in. So let's say that you wanted this guy to fly. So here he is flying, right? So here he is flying. Now, to manipulate him is very easy. So if you wanted to make him bigger or smaller, just simply hold him down like this. That's how you move him. So let me show you. So you just hold down right here, and you can make him smaller or bigger, right? If you want to change his orientation so he's flying the other way, you could flip him right here, right? And then here again, you could manipulate whether you want hand or no hand and how you want him to enter. This is just a quick shortcut, right? So we can have him come in from the right, so he's in the right line of action, and exit from the right. And we're going to say no hand, right? So let's see what that's going to look like. It's going to look like he's going to fly across the screen, right? And let's see how. Okay, so he's going too long. So let's bring it like this. So watch. So now he's going to seem like he's flying across the screen. And there he goes. So that kind of gives you a great understanding of some of the things that you can do with this software. So the last part, here's transitions, which are very cool. That's transitioning from one screen to the next. You just simply go like this. You select it. And now you can see it's right here. It says zoom out right. So let's see what that looks like. And let's put a background in it just so we get a differentiation between the screens. So zoom out right is just like that, right? And you can see some of the little things that we did, right? You kind of get an idea. You have shapes. Another cool thing that they have that's new is call to action buttons. You can select the call to action button, and you can add a link right here, and you can make it go to your website or wherever else you want it to go. And also they have blank ones. So you can do the same thing, and then simply you would come in here and add a word, and you can make it go like this. So you can have your own message inside of it. So if you wanted to manipulate these guys, it's very simple. You can just come right here and click to add it. You can change the color, the size, the font, the alignment, whether it's bold, underlined, the text effect, the entirety of it, you can affect right here with effect. So now you have a holistic understanding of how to use this software. So I'm going to show you two last things. One is if you wanted to search for something, you could always search up here. Okay. If you're looking for let's say you're going to have a drink in your scene and you're looking for like an alcoholic beverage or a martini or something. So here we found different drinks, right? Here's a coffee, here's a panda bear, right? And then for the image holders, you can always enter an image into the scene. So this could be your logo, it could be a background. You can go through your library, you can do a media search, right? Or you can check out their premium photos. And searching is very simple. You just put in the keyword and then you decide on which image you want to use. And then finally is sound, right? So when you're ready and you have your dialogue already ready when you have your dialogue ready, this is all you have to do. Come in here and you could either import the file or you could even record. Okay, so let's say you have the dialogue ready, but you haven't had a professional record it. Simply record it yourself so you get an idea of the timing. And then you can always add music to it, right? So let me see what happens if I go to record. I say allow, and I'll say, right now I am recording this sample, which is going to be about 8 seconds long. So now it's rendering the track. And let's play it with a song, and we'll use the song of. Okay, great. Let's use something more dramatic or motivational. So you can see a lot of these require an upgrade, but there are free ones. So we'll use. Okay, we'll use this one. We could play together.
Right now I am recording this.
Right. So add right here. It'll put it in, and then you can even manipulate the volumes of each one.
Right now I am recording this sample, which is going to be about.
So you kind of got the idea. That sounded not so good. This is why I recommend getting a professional audio done for your video. So that concludes it. So remember, most important thing, story. Get your sound in, and then start doing your animation. Now, if you need help with the story, I have created a special course that will show you how to create a kick-ass story, a story that sticks, a story that has the potential to go viral. And this is based on a lot of research and a lot of science into virality and what makes things really, really explode. So I'm giving all my students a 50% discount. If you're already a student, you can go ahead and download my other course on how to make the perfect story. I also go ahead and show you how to use another software, which is going to take your video to the next level. This is a very good software for telling infographic and business stories. The other one is a great one for telling any story. It has a lot of characters, and it's overall an amazing software. So you get both of those things. Plus, as always, it's a 100% money back guarantee. Strongly recommend if you're at all interested in creating an amazing story or adding to your skill as an animator and using a more professional grade software that'll take your animations to the next level. Check out my other Udemy course. It's in the resources. I have a link available for you guys. And thanks for listening. And go ahead and go to part 1 of the animation.